Greetings once again to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. It's Celine Driver once again, coming to you today with a twist, if you will. Yes, this is another unboxing and review. However, I did not buy this watch. This is a first for my channel. This watch was loaned to me by another YouTuber. Now, I've reviewed watches on this channel before that are from a collector that's local to me, and he's been gracious enough over time to loan me some of the more high-end watches. You can look through my list of videos to see which ones those were. The Ulysses Nardin Sonata, the 18 karat gold Rolex Submariner, a few other watches. But this one was loaned to me on his suggestion from a fellow YouTuber, somebody who found my channel because of he was, I guess, researching Zelos, and I've sort of unofficially become Mr. Zelos out there in YouTube land because I own so many, and so does my father, that people have started calling me Mr. Zelos. Okay. Anyway, the YouTuber is named John. He asked that I not give his last name. He goes under the YouTube channel name Collector1296. He has a very good collection on his own. He recently did a state of the collection, so I definitely encourage my subscribers to head over to Collector1296 and give John a subscribe, and click the bell icon so when he uploads stuff you'll see it. And check out his latest videos. One of the most recent videos is his state of the collection for 2019, and at the end he has a really nice watch that is personal to him, and it's a really nice piece, and you should definitely go check it out, because just for that one piece alone it's worth the time. But what he loaned to me on his suggestion is a watch from Steinhart. Now, I had never I've heard of Steinhart, of course, but I've never seen one in person. I don't know if there are any Steinhart ADs where I live, and there aren't a lot of ADs in general where I live. There are some within about 50 to 150 miles away, but not a lot where I live specifically. So he loaned me this one, and I have to give it back, and I've got to tell you right up front, I really am going to miss this watch when I give it back. Now, the outer box is standard cardboard, a little tissue paper to protect the inner box, which appears to be made out of some kind of leatherette material. It might even be real leather. Nice silver embossed logo. Embossed or silk screened? I'm not sure what the right thing. Silk screen. We'll go with that. Somebody correct me in the comments. You always do anyway. Little pop button here. Open it up, and you've got, ta-da! You've got the hang tag, and you've got a very nice looking Steinhart GMT with a Pepsi bezel. And this watch is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it obviously it's a homage to the Rolex GMT Master 2 Pepsi, right down to the similar bracelet, the insert on the bezel, a very nice click, although it's only unidirectional. I believe the GMT Master 2 is a bidirectional, but one of the nicest bezel actions I've seen this side of a Rolex. and just really very Rolex-like. And I have a GMT Master 2. It has a Coke bezel on it, but it started out as a Pepsi bezel. I've made a video of that. Please feel free to go check that out. And I've lived with this thing for about a week now, and I have to send it back. And I'm actually kind of sad to send it back, really. It's a nice watch. It wears comfortably. I've worn it all day many times over the week I've had it, and it doesn't feel too heavy. It doesn't feel cheap. It has excellent heft to it, and it's really, really a nice watch, and has definitely alerted me to the quality of Steinhart. And they're doing it right, folks. They really are. Polish on the flanks is beautiful. The creases are sharp and consistent. There's no play in that end link, and it's a solid end link. There's no play in either end link. It fits the case beautifully. You can see there's no gap there. The Super J, I'm not going to use the actual word because I don't want Rolex to sue me. The J style bracelet, it's tight. It doesn't jingle jangle. It feels silky smooth on the wrist. You've got a nice double fold over, double lock clasp, and it's very tight. You've got to work to pop that open. It's a milled clasp with beautiful polishing on both sides. The interior is nicely done as well. You've got 2 anchor points here. You've got 4 micro adjusters there. And don't worry, John, I'll put it back to the way you sent it to me. I actually had to add a link and then move the micro adjuster in. His wrist size is obviously different from mine. Nice carving on the solid case back. Screw down crown. And when it pops, you feel it. I don't know if you heard it, but you definitely feel it because it pops out. And you have hacking seconds. You have GMT adjustment and hour and date adjustment. It's just a wonderfully presented package. It really, really surprised me at the price point that this is. That the quality of the watch really comes through, and it really impressed me a lot. I mean, it's not a Rolex, but only a Rolex is a Rolex. But I mean, anyone who buys this watch is going to be very, very happy with it. I will slip it on my wrist and close her up. Nice solid click so you know everything locked in. And there she is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. And you can see it fits beautifully. The lugs do not overhang. It's not a very big watch across. I mean, someone with a much smaller wrist than mine, in the mid 6s, mid 6-inch wrist, 6.5, maybe even 6 1/4, could wear this. I'd say a 6.5 and up is definitely, this is a wearable watch. And of course there are other links. There were a bunch of other links in here. He took 6 off to fit his wrist. I had to put 1 back to fit my wrist. And like I said, John, I'll put it back the way you sent it before I send it back. Just a beautiful watch. Really, really is. I'm going to be very sad to see this go. But it will go because it's not mine. And I'm not going to offer John to buy it off of him because I have other budget things in mind. So I have my sheet of facts here for you. It is a Steinhart GMT. I think we've established that. Steinhart GMT Ocean 1 Blue Red. That's its formal title. Caliber is 103-0857. And I showed you the hang tag earlier, so you can rewind back if you want to see that. Now, on Steinhart's website, they list the movement as an ETA 2893-2 slash SW330. So there might be a bit of confusion on there with respect to, is this thing using an ETA movement or is this thing using a Salida movement? I did additional research and I found indications of both. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm just going to go by the information that I pulled off the Steinhart website, which is where all my stats come from. If you want to argue, go take it up with them. It is a 21 joule movement, encased in a 316L stainless steel case with a 316L stainless steel bracelet. It is 42 millimeter in diameter, so it is a perfect size. 13.5 millimeters thick. 22 millimeter lug to lug, so a nice standard lug sizing if you want to put this thing on a leather strap or a NATO strap. Why? I mean, putting this thing on a NATO, it especially would do it a disservice, in my humble opinion. And I'm a big fan of leather straps, especially collar ebb leather straps. And I wouldn't put this thing on a collar ebb or any other strap. This looks right here. Now, I suppose if you wanted to take this thing swimming and you didn't want to mess up the metal, put it on a rubber strap or put on a NATO if you really have to, but I'd leave it alone. Let's see. Sapphire crystal. AR coated. The bezel insert is aluminum, or for my British and UK colleagues around the world, aluminium. The English and the Americans, two people separated by a common language. 300 meter water resistance, and though I can't show it because I don't have the ability to on camera, a ton of BGW9 Superluminova. This thing is a flashlight. It's a fantastic watch. It really is. Like I said, and a signed crown. Don't forget the signed crown. Like I said, folks, this is a spectacular piece. I am going to miss this watch terribly when it goes away. And that's probably the best compliment that I can give this watch. That I'm really going to miss it when it goes back to John. John, you a lucky fella. Now, I have talked to John. John is interested in borrowing one of my watches. And of course, he was kind enough to give me this. I'm going to loan him one of mine. He told me he's only interested in one specific one of mine, and I agreed to let. I told him there were a couple that I couldn't send out, and I wouldn't. But other than that, he had access to my entire collection. He made his request, and he will let me know when he wants to do it, and I will send it to him. This is not something I'm going to do for everybody and their brother. I have to know you for a while first and trust you. I trust John. I know John for a while, so I will do this, and he knows me and trusts me, which is why he did this for me. I don't expect other people to loan me watches, and please don't expect me to loan you my watches. That's going to be something that's very rare, at least on my part. But John made his desire known, and I will acquiesce to that when he asks for it. But meanwhile, until I send this back, which will be fairly soon after I wrap this video, I will continue to wear it and enjoy it. So, with that being said, I'm going to go through my normal end of video spiel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Helps me out. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I read them all, I respond to them all, and I delete the garbage. And if you're not already a subscriber and you stop by the channel for looking at this watch and you like what you see and what you hear, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell icon next to it so that when I upload new content, you're alerted immediately. I promise to try and keep you guys entertained with new content as I think of it and as I develop it. I'm just trying to grow the channel, trying to have some fun. So again, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in my next video.